Imagine this. You're sitting in front of a supercomputer. It's huge, capable of answering any question you throw at it. You ask it the biggest question you can think of. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? After millions of years of calculations, it finally answers 42. But wait, 42? Really? Why 42? It feels absurd. But what if there's more to it? Could this number be hiding something deeper? Throughout history, humans have tried to make sense of the world around them by searching for patterns, symbols, and answers. We assign meanings to things we don't fully understand. We look at numbers, stars, and even the shape of our planet, trying to figure out what it all means. But what if the number 42 holds the key to understanding something even bigger? Something like, what happens after we die? Let's start with where 42 comes from. Douglas Adams, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, famously chose 42 as the answer to life, the universe, and everything. According to Adams, he just picked it at random. It was a joke, meant to be meaningless. But as humans, we can't help but try to find meaning, even in randomness. What if 42 isn't just a punchline? What if, just like other mysterious numbers throughout history, it holds hidden significance? Consider this. In math, 42 is a harsher number, which means it's divisible by the sum of its digits. It also appears in important combinatorics problems, essentially in the study of counting possibilities. Numbers like 42 often pop up when you least expect them, in equations and theories that describe the fundamental ways the universe works. But what's more interesting is how 42 shows up in the physical world. Some scientists have pointed out that 42 degrees is the angle at which light refracts through water droplets to create a rainbow. It's a natural occurrence that feels almost magical. Could 42 be a bridge between the things we know and the things we can only imagine? What happens when we die? Now let's jump to the big question. Could 42 have something to do with what happens after we die? For centuries, people have tried to understand what happens after death. Different religions, philosophies, and even science fiction have offered answers. Some believe in reincarnation, others in heaven or hell, and some think it's just the end. But what if death, like the number 42, isn't something we can understand yet? Think about it. 42 was chosen as the answer to everything, yet we were never told the question. Maybe the question is something like, what happens when we die? It's the ultimate mystery. After all, we know that death is a natural part of life, just like a rainbow is a natural part of a rainstorm. And just as 42 describes the angle at which light bends, maybe it's also a symbol of the bending between life and death, the transition from the known into the unknown. But let's zoom out. If we look at things from a cosmic perspective, 42 starts to feel even more significant. After all, the universe is full of numbers and equations that govern everything from the way planets move to the way stars burn. Scientists have found that the fine structure constant, which describes the strength of electromagnetic interactions between particles, is close to 1/137. This number has fascinated physicists for decades because it shows up in quantum mechanics, the study of the smallest particles in the universe. But guess what? 137 is closely tied to 42. It's almost as if the universe is quietly whispering these numbers to us, challenging us to figure out what they mean. Here's where things get interesting. When Douglas Adams gave us 42, he may have been suggesting that some questions just don't have easy answers. Maybe 42 represents the limits of human understanding. Think about it. Just as our ancestors believed the Earth was flat because it looked that way, we might be missing something fundamental about life, death, and the universe simply because we can't see the whole picture yet. Maybe 42 is a reminder that our perception of reality is limited, that the truth is beyond what we can currently comprehend. So why is 42 everywhere? Maybe it's because it represents the unknown, the things we can't fully explain. In math, science, and philosophy, 42 appears like a whisper, hinting that the biggest mysteries are still out there, waiting to be uncovered. Could it explain what happens when we die? Maybe. Just as scientists continue to explore the mysteries of the universe, we keep searching for meaning in the things we don't fully understand. In the end, the number 42 might not give us a definitive answer to life's biggest mysteries, but that's okay. Sometimes, the point isn't to find the answer, but to keep asking the question, to stay curious, to keep exploring. So, the next time you see 42, whether it's in a math problem, a rainbow, or even just a street sign, remember, it might just be the universe reminding you that there's still so much more to discover, because in life, just like in the universe, the questions are endless, and maybe, just maybe, the answers are too.